Just waiting for Dan to sort himself out, sorry. He's just a complete mess of a human being, to be honest. And we are back in the studio. I think he needs a few more seconds. There we go. Just decided to turn the studio into a disheveled mess, but it has been sorted out now behind the scenes. And we are almost back. Almost. Dan,
we're getting there.
Can you just...
Almost. There we go.
Hey man, a man has to eat, so man can cast.
Anyway, so there's been a schedule change. We are going to be looking at Tricked versus Heretics.
Heretics. He can't speak English. I apologise for here on his behalf.
That's going to be the match. Let's have a look at the veto and see where these teams will be playing in a short few minutes, if it's ready.
I want to see Overpass by Trick. I want to see them pick Overpass.
There you go. Okay, so Nuke, Dust 2, and Inferno. Inferno is just it's the finisher, isn't it? But this is I'm happy to see more Tricked. It was cool to see them. It looks organized. Their CT sides were a joy to watch when we last saw them. So I am happy to see more Tricked from Heretics.
You're doing it to annoy me.
Journey of what?
You're doing it to annoy me.
To be honest with you, I just pronounced it wrong, but I am doing it partly now to annoy you. Yes, okay. You deserve to be annoyed today.
Just to be, now I know that I can accept it.
You deserve to be annoyed today. Anyway, I don't know too much about Heretics. I know I'm sure we've seen them before, but you know, they're not in a conversation as much as some other teams. So obviously we focus on a team we see more often and so on. So for me, whether I've seen them before or not, it is a journey of discovery as far as this best of 3 series goes. Do you guys have any comments on either team here?
I like that you guys mentioned the CT setups by Trick.
Yeah.
Because I watched actually replay them the other day on Overpass. That's why I wanted to see Overpass. And they have very interesting. I liked a lot of their CT. It's a lot of working together, info plays, pushing together, and just like random kind of stacks here and there, which can be very dangerous for a CT-sided, you know, a very good CT-sided team.
If you're wondering why I'm stretching my hand, I've started playing a lot of KZ maps recently. So if you tune into my stream, I like to start with KZ or just hop on the KZ server between games. But if I'm doing a certain jump, it's just constant strain on the WASD hand. And so now I'm just like, you know, my RSI kind of just went away completely, and I raised my send by half as well, which helps with that. But it's just a keyboard hand is just getting wrecked a bit because you don't have a rest. Like when I started playing Overwatch, because my sensitivity was so low, partly because of that, and partly because there's no break in that game because you're constantly respawning and so on. You're not like holding an angle or you're fragged for a while. So just constant tense strain on my hand from just keyboarding. Gave me really bad RSI symptoms.
Every day.
Yeah, I mean I often do, but not every day.
Well, Sliggy used to be going through the exact same issue. What do you
mean?
mean?
All those grenades he hasn't been throwing has given him WASD issues as well.
So Sliggy, you've had some keyboard hand issues. What's going on with it?
Yeah, I'm struggling right now.
Are you going to play CS? Have you had time?
I've taken 2 weeks off, so hopefully I'm gonna try today. We'll see.
What's your symptoms been like? Have you been okay whilst you've been observing?
Yeah, it's been alright since I've been observing. But playing hasn't been fun.
Like shooting pains, or what were we talking about?
Yeah, kind of like my little finger just seizes up a bit.
Do you get that, James?
That's a weird one. No, I don't get that one. Like on my right hand, I would get it when you can feel it here. That's when you've got problems. When it goes down to here, because you can get symptoms here, and that's like one thing. But when it's here, that's when you need to like chill out and you know, calm things down. So right now, my right arm is fine, but my left arm, just from WASD, which feels weird because you're not moving that much.
I've never had that before.
And it's like, if you look at keyboard profiles, right? I only have one example here, which is a low profile keyboard. Let's say, if we look at top-down camera for a second. Okay, so let's say this pen, my Embassy pen is the, let's say this white line is a flat line, and the Embassy pen is the side profile of my keyboard. A low profile keyboard, I would say, is about like this angle. But a high-profile keyboard is more like this angle. And I used to use a high-profile keyboard, but without a wrist rest, your wrist is kind of further up, and that is bad. But with a wrist rest, a high-profile keyboard is easier to use. But I'm using a low-profile keyboard, so it's kind of weird. on my table. So I'm not using a wrist rest with the low profile, but that's just a side thing where you can have issues with the high profile keyboard if you don't have a wrist rest. So I had issues with that. So yeah, there's a lot going on. But if you have any stories about keyboards and mice and RSI and symptoms and so on, feel free to send us a tweet. Send me a tweet, send the guys a tweet, you can send Sliggy a tweet, hashtag ECS ATA as well. You can send us all the information there. It's one of my favorite things is to have conversations with the people out there, for sure. So, and it's cool that with all the obscure things I do, there's lots of people who share pretty much every hobby, which is great to talk about. Just like my drones, I've flown that one into a few trees on the weekend. The middle one, I've flown so much, like I just, it's completely broken. I need to replace the stack inside. That one is basically a death trap. Obviously, that's the one I built myself. I need to unsolder everything and rotate. I don't know if you can see. We're just killing time till the match starts, okay? So, but anyway, these are relevant because of danger zone, okay? You got the drones in there, and I've been trolled by drones recently. But if I just grab, can you grab that for me? I can't reach it. Thank you. Okay, if we go top down cam. So this should be coming out here. This is the power. So I put a battery in here, and the power connects. But the problem is it's sticking out in a way where it might hit the propellers. So I need to unsolder everything because all these motors are soldered to this board and they take power from it. So I need to rotate that so that goes through the back here. This is the video transmitter aerial, and that one is for the radio transmitter and stuff. So yeah, you'll see me putting more videos of those on Twitter. I put a video up recently because I flew that one at my friends and then went up and flew straight into a tree, and that's when I got covered in ash because that's the area which was all on fire in California. So, but yeah, there we go. Danger zone stuff. I like that the new. Oh, okay. So we could talk about the new stuff now. We can talk about the new items in the game. For example, the new update. The knife is pretty cool. One of our guys at the back just unboxed the Crimson Web classic knife. Was that applause? Let's go.
Soul clap for him.
That's like when someone like lands a plane, everyone's like clapping. It's like, what is this?
Yeah, I never understand that.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I'm glad I don't see it so often anymore. Let's do some inspections, guys. Can we see what he unboxed? I bought the new AWP as well because I got like Sliggy just trolled me and forced me to buy it. And the FAMAS. Oh, we should look at the FAMAS. The FAMAS is really nice. The gold FAMAS is gangster. I used to use the StatTrack FAMAS. I stopped using it when the Spitfire FAMAS came out with the little shark thing on the side. Ooh. Okay, so that's what our guy I unboxed, a minimal wear. It looks pretty good. I'm not a big fan because obviously, you know, true to the nature, I'm not a big fan of the classic knives with patterns on. I think some of them look ugly, but I think this is one of the nice ones actually. This kind of works pretty well with the contrast of the beige and the Crimson Web, the red and the black. I like it. I think it's pretty solid. So for the price of a box and a key, that's not too shabby, man.
Very good.
That's not too shabby at all. So,
or the price of 30 boxes and 30 keys, James.
Oh, is that what it was?
I don't know, but it definitely wasn't.
Well,
just
I mean,
one box.
the price of the boxes now. I paid £8 a box.
Okay. Yeah.
And I didn't get anything from them. I sold all the bits and bobs. That was sad. That was sad. I knew already that for me, I shouldn't buy boxes because I get myself in trouble like that. I should just buy the skin I want. So I did eventually at greater cost, but it's like a learning the lesson again. But we should, if we can pull up the FAMAS while we wait, that would be cool.
You open it for the stream.
For the people, man. Yeah, for the citizens of Bardistan.
It's not just you. It's for everyone else.
Yeah.
You're thinking of them all the time.
Yeah, they do like it, and I can use it in the KZ server as well. The 5.7 is cool with the dude's face on the back. So yeah, I stewified my P250. It's cool that it has a quote on it as well. That's quite nice. It made me emo, man. What? Yeah, the P250. I don't know if they inspected it. I don't know. It would be easier to just show you. But I don't know what they're doing over there right now. Okay, they're trying to bring up the FAMAS. Just go in my inventory, man. You'll find basically the whole case there at this point. So the AWP I found there's like an evil lion thing, which is a sticker. I don't know what it is, but it goes well with the color theme of the AWP, so I put it on the scope. Nice. I don't know what it's called though, but I think it looks cool. We'll see. It's a bit reflective. I don't know. The AWP is nice though. It is nice.
Yeah, those are nice.
There's always an AWP in every case. There's always an AWP.
The AWPs are good. I have a lot of AWPs now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm getting to the point where I have so many because I have them on shuffle that I miss ones that don't come up so often.
Do you shuffle? That only works once per game because you can only change the loadout before a game has gone live.
The
so
shuffle is per connect to the server.
Oh.
So you, for example, you could type retry when you were dead to
Okay.
reconnect to the server, and you'd get a different shuffle
Do you
because
do
the slot selection is the same. It's just the skin is different. So every time you connect, it's different.
Ooh.
Okay, so have a look at that.
That's really nice, actually.
It's nice, isn't it? It's amazing.
What does that say? Oh.
It's got all the
Cache,
maps, the
Mirage,
OG maps at the back. So this is my one. I don't have an. Is
Why
it
is
my one?
Aztec on there? And Militia. That's just like all the original maps. Just no. But why is Overpass on there then? I'm confused.
Where's the name tag at? I don't know why.
That's really nice.
Yeah, so that's the FAMAS. I don't know if we can. Can you pull up to P250? Let's see.
That's actually really nice.
Where's DE Thunder?
Impressed.
You guys remember that map, Thunder?
Was that the
Yeah.
dam?
Yeah. It's like
It's like dark out there, and I don't know if it's a dam or
It's
not.
under.
but
There was.
It's like lightning bolts every once in a while.
Yeah, I
I remember
remember that.
it was
I've
so
heard
bad.
There was. Was it Thunder? There was one that was ported to CS:GO, and it was like you would run along a dam, and it was a hostage map, I think.
yeah. I know which one you're talking about. I remember playing that a lot,
Yeah.
but I forget what his name was.
A few months ago, I did mention that map on Twitter, and people were like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that map," because it was in for a
cool.
while.
It's hostage map.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
a fun map. I miss some of the older
What's it
maps.
called? Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, the knife is live. So let's see what if these guys have got. I know Device. He bought the classic knife, but we didn't see that because that was on a caffeine stream. But we'll see what knives people have got here with Heretics and Traits. Okay.
There's so there was this mode, this game in TFC where you could have these custom maps, and you'd be like a civilian, and you just have like an umbrella, and the whole object of the maps, they were like escape maps, where you had to like jump on each other's heads, work out puzzles.
We need a full screen. We need a full screen.
And the environment would like screw you over. I miss those maps a lot
Yeah.
in TFC. Those are really cool. I don't think they've been made in this game.
I miss those
Okay, maybe later. I can't see the text. from
assassin maps, you know? Like oil rig. Miss those ones.
Oh yeah.
Protect the VIP.
there. Oh,
Yeah.
I loved the VIP
El
mode.
Presidente, we called him back in
Okay.
the day.
So you see on the Inferno, because it's like for the Stewie play, so you can see the quotes at the bottom. It's from the Stewie play. So I put the stickers on for Illegal Cloud9 and stuff. So I think that was pretty cool. It made me emo, man. I was in my chat, people were like, Valve tweeted you, and they sent me a screenshot. I was like, oh my god. That was really nice of them. Heretics will start on the T side. And they are the underdogs. Do you know what? I'm happy to see Acor. I'm a fan of his. I would not be sad if there was like an Acor sticker in the game because
He's good.
he is very good. He is very good. I would make an Acor AWP for sure.
Well, nice shot. Heaven control has been achieved by the T side, and that's always a good sign. You can see Roge is going to clear it all up. Everything's going to be cool. Everything's good. Everything's great. They should be fine to have a very solid start here. I'm going to be looking forward to seeing what Heretics can offer, because I've seen Tricked. I know that they've got individual strength, and as a team they're really good as well. And Heretics is going to be, it's a complete unknown. I mean, we know some of the players like Lucky, Kishima, Devaduak.
It looked like Trick Pistol, they looked like a well coordinated team. They on pretty much all the pockets, all the holes on the CT defense, and just pretty much annihilated Heretics on this pistol. Yeah, I want to see how Acor's AWP will translate onto a map maybe like Nuke. T side may be a little more, a bit more difficult, but there are ways to work with it, like squeaky door ramp, or outside. So not that bad, but not as ideal as other longer range maps.
As the head-to-head stands, it's a 4-0 in favor of Tricked. So they've won every encounter, and often by 5-6 rounds or more.
How long has this roster been a thing for, though, for Heretics? I don't know. I'm going to try and say Heretics. I'm going to try, but it's going to take a while. I'm going to tell you that.
Devaduak, that's somewhat new, right?
Yeah. Let's see if they can do anything here. Shush keeping a good eye on things down below. running distraction as a CT around the boxes though. And his teammate will play off of him, going through the smoke with some spam magazine. He will take out Bubsky. But there's room for recovery. This is a really important Molotov because 2 of the 3 players are a little tagged and could get taken out pretty quickly. No better gun for David P, but perhaps the Deagle will be enough. That's lucky. Commit the AK to a potential play. Looks like he's interested. He may fish for something, but I don't know if he'll be going all the way into the A-bomb site. Surely it would be a suicide mission. Smoke off the squeaky position. Does he really want to risk losing the AK? This is a low percentage. David P has a defuse kit, but surely this won't be their round. And indeed, they start to back away. Trick to find their second round.
So it's so on their roster, I don't see Devaduvek on their roster.
So who's the 5th man then?
Logan.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what's going on there. I'm gonna check.
Perhaps a stand-in or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna check.
New player.
Let's see.
I remember reading that. I think I remember reading that Kia was playing with Logan, so I'm not sure if I'm correct though. But anyway, this is what's in front of us.
So he's an inactive. Logan's an inactive player, so Devaduvek's on the lineup now.
Okay.
So it just hasn't been updated on HLTV, I guess.
So Kishima's just been chilling for a while. I wonder how long a team like this will last. Because for a player of his caliber and where he used to be playing in FaZe and so on, I feel like it's probably a short stop to a destination further away. They're doing what they can on the ramp. Slow start for Heretics. Lucky he's still got the AK-47. He's got a pick in this round. But in a 3 versus 3 again. I feel like the defuse kit of David P encourages them to make a play. However, with only 1 AK and 2 Deagles, or sorry, not even 2 Deagles, 1 Deagle and a 5.7, perhaps not.
So Tricks have a pretty enormous advantage in terms of experience and just statistics and everything. I think Tricked are like 19th ranked in the world at the moment, but I think they're fast rising. I think right now they're playing really, really well. Heretics are 82 in the world. So not the best ranking in comparison, but obviously a new team as well. They don't really have that much experience, and obviously there's some lineup changes going on. So
yeah.
So it's definitely going to be difficult for them in this series. Nuke in particular, Tricked have beaten them before, and Tricked have a much better performance on in general. Dust 2, definitely a winnable map though for Heretics. We'll have to see when we get there, but good start for Tricked. They found a detonation every round. That's the maximum amount of money you can get from a round win, is detonation or defuse. So that's nice for them.
Invest. See what Tricked will do here. We're gonna head towards ramp here as try to push beyond the smoke, but Devaduvek has a really good angle, but doesn't matter because Suish takes him out easily. Now they have control of ramp room.
This is going to be an interesting situation. Macazin caught rotating outside, and they're falling to pieces, Heretics. Block by block, they are being pulled apart. It's a nice HE, but ultimately inconsequential. 5 versus 2, and Tricked are on the hunt. Heretics nowhere near to a ninja defuse in this round. Oh, this is not the start they were looking for. Some bunny hopping from Bubsky, not shy. He's got the Mac 10, so he's expendable there. He's looking for the information. They're going through the smoke though. And this will prove expensive for Tricked. Maybe that has a part to play later on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Never mind. I saw in the X-ray, I thought the bomb was an A for a second. I was like, oh no, he's going to defuse it. But no, it's an B.
No catch for A-Core. A-Core, if you guys have not seen Tricked before, definitely want to keep an eye out for. He feels like the star player with the performances that he has. He can AWP at a very high level, he can rifle at a very high level, and he's smart, he's dynamic. He's a good one to watch. And speaking of AWPs, Maka has purchased an AWP for Heretics. Tricked, winning another round by detonation. Going to be actually spending a lot of money here. They, of course, lost everybody, which is not ideal. in a money-making round, and a couple AKs saved by the CTs. Maka trying to get some action towards Squeak Key, and once again the default is going for Tricks. A couple players outside. Actually more than a couple. Maybe they've got their eyes on Secret, or perhaps we're going to see some main pressure. It may all be smoked off, or mini, depending where you're from. They're going for that heaven play.
There is a CT in hell, I believe, behind the window, looking for something around this smoke. Quietly, Shush will emerge above him. Oh dear. Not a great start. And maybe they think they have more time. Oh, okay. Well, the player in ramp has missed a player already in heaven. And he'll be joined by a second. I thought there was a window of time where Heretics wouldn't realize that there was already a player in heaven, but they start creeping now, and here is the swing. One player by Squeaky to be caught. That is Kivanji alive for now, but Akor's there to trace. 3 versus 1 now, as Makazin is left alone with the passing of David Duvek.
I'm impressed by the calling by Tricked so far. That outside strat was pretty awesome. They smoked the window and pretty much the CT mini, and they're able to lurk outside pretty freely for the most part. So far, Trick just looking, they really look like they know what they're doing. That's always a positive thing to see.
It is. Coordination.
Big brain Hunden.
Maybe FaCEIT Hunden? Huh?
How large is his brain, do you think? Do you suspect?
Not larger than mine.
At least 10 ounces. Or 10 pounds, right? There you go.
It's really uglified, that weapon with those stickers. Reduces a lovely skin, but
That's
it's like
actually,
a random assortment of stickers on the front of it.
I almost never want to put stickers on anything because I feel like it ruins the aesthetic of that thing and the design of that thing. Sometimes, like, I've seen people who do a good job with it, but it's actually
Like
more,
me, right?
It's more rare than it is. Most people just spam stickers on something, just ruin the aesthetics.
Yeah, like the that M4 Emperor is quite nice, but you can't put a sticker on it anywhere at all.
Right.
Just a way to complete, if you will.
Wow, Kiyoshima, what are you doing, mate? He's going in there.
So that's actually been a pretty common thing that you've seen lately on Nuke, is that the CTs will toss a Molotov on top of hut, and it covers all the footsteps. So it allows you to make a play like what Kyo did, but he just didn't look at the right angle.
I see.
Please clear that right angle if you want to do a play like that.
That's actually really smart.
Oh god, look at the stickers.
Move.
Look, why would you do this? Lucky, if his ugly ass M4 is going to be punished for his sticker placements. And 6-0 for Tricked on the T side of Nuke is a fantastic start.
Good timeout.
Heretics are getting thoroughly outclassed so far. Not really having any success at all, and it doesn't look good the way that they're losing it, because they're losing a lot of battles. They're taking aggressions which are really collapsing the round. Like if you die, a teammate's unable to respond to you dying, and then the T's have more control than they should.
It's almost like they're trying to do too much instead of letting something happen organically. And so when if your teammate gets killed, you feel like you have to make a play, and then the other teammate might feel like they have to make a play because people just keep dying. It's like a cycle of bad decisions.
Yeah, Tricked are a great team. They only seem to really struggle from what we have seen against very puggy aim monsters, and then they kind of fall apart. But if they're able to play a structured game, they're able to succeed, generally speaking. And this is a nice spot for Maka. That tiny little gap will give him one, but he's unable to get more than one. The trade comes through.
Roger, I can see the communication and the movement. Do you need help? No, I'm fine. All right, back to the usual business then. Bobsky looking for a push through the lobby. It's a different way to do it. And there's a minute 15 for Tricked to convert this round. There is danger, as we can see from the auto shotgun. Roger being patient, but will it be paid off? Lucky looking for information. See Roger just edging forwards. There he gets his payoff. David Dudek may try to play off of his teammates' ill fortune by the stairs, by the double doors, but Roger's ready for this. Can he find the shot? Shush will do the job. 2 players remain. Very patient from Trick. They look so organized, well-oiled machine. It's great to see. You can see Shush holding the control angle. While his teammates move in through double doors, they can just close those doors. Yes, he gets a rifle, but they can reposition for a 3 versus 1. There's Bubsky, 7-0. It's clean from Tricked, but we see some great discipline, some patience, playing off of the desperation of their opponents and punishing.
All right, so Heretics, for them to get back in this game, you got to stop Trick from getting so much map information without being punished. And what I mean by that is a lot of times Trick is outside with 2 people and no one's even peeking them half the time. So they're able to creep up, hold, creep up and hold. This allows the other map to kind of work around and be a bit more patient. So Heretics tried to go for maybe a pick and then play defensive. At least make it a lot more difficult to where Trick can't just walk up to their set made spots and be able to do their full strat without any resistance.
The old creeping holes.
The place where I was playing football yesterday is on fire.
Gee, that's not good.
Up
Right
the road.
now?
Yeah. 10
Why is it on
acres
fire?
in Pacific
Is
Palisades.
there a wildfire right now?
What's happening?
Yeah, it's wildfire. It's not even, I wouldn't have thought it was that hot, but there we go.
I saw a fire when driving back from San Diego a couple months ago. It's just like a fire. Seems like
Crazy, isn't
geez,
it?
And you just drive past it and it's like, as you see the fire engines and stuff trying to put it out, it's just, yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah.
I can't believe you was single scope for that shot. That was pretty nuts.
Walk 6 style.
Respect the single scope.
That far away. Ooh,
I want to play CS.
me too.
Me too. We can make this happen.
Okay,
But we're casting right now.
have to wait.
Perhaps we can make it happen later down. Lucky inviting an engagement around the CT vent. Not what it used to be. Not open anymore. He could have done with an escape route. Kiyoshima at the back of the side, looking to stop the trades. He will do that at least. 2 versus 1 now. There's a chance for them. He repositions. He's got an off angle on Acor. Does Acor go down for free? Seems convinced that Kiyoshima is still on the site. Never expecting this. There's the ding dong. AWP collected. And Heretics get their first round on the board.
Great job by Keo getting that triple kill. I didn't even see him. They're playing a really tight, good angle behind the silo. It's hard for teams to really rush him down immediately, so it creates a lot of off angles in that spot. Trick can get caught out though. Just,
Who was it we saw always molotoving that spot, James, last week?
I do not recall.
Behind the silo.
I know.
I don't know.
I know Kerrigan is there a lot. Like Mouse Sports plays a lot of person behind silo.
I was NIP. NIP, they never molotov the hut roof. They'd always molotov behind the silo, and then when they would push, they would go with the majority of players out squeaky, interestingly.
And what
yeah.
Crazy does. Old Crazy. Because we took actually my team. Took a strat from them, which pretty much you molly behind the silo, go squeaky. It's really good. It's very strong strat.
Definitely the one position you can kind of really anchor the bomb site from. Really good coverage. Cool to see the evolution, but we see walk back here towards the truck to line up some nades, likely the smokes out for the outside, for the cross into secret. And I know only one of those 2.
I know. The wide frac maps. I'll help you.
Still more than
Yes.
Connor, though, that's good.
Smoke up the stairs, there's a gap, but it will favour David P on this occasion. 40 seconds remain for Trick to make a play. Creeping out the Raptor, Viduvek at the point of no return, and he doesn't get a kill, but Magazine completely misses too many targets, perhaps. And now suddenly it swings in favour of Trick. However, there is a player on the B bomb site who could do something about it. David P. He lets one go towards control. You've got to hit those, man.
8-4 man. He's
Lucky and Kiyoshima remain. Lucky with the auto shotgun. Just no one can connect. There's no dial-up tone. Kiyoshima's left alone. I mean, does he go for it? He'll be offered a frag. The players are low, so they should not be showing. if they try to duel with him, it would encourage him forwards. Probably said that these players are low, but he doesn't have a kick here, Shima.
Oh my god. That's very unfortunate. I thought when he crouched to reset it, he would definitely win that fight, but that's the 8th round for Tricks, 8-1.
A lot of
Nice
missed
shot.
kills from Heretics. They were in position for at least, I think, 2 or 3 kills to get that kill and, you know, be on top, but they missed all the shots.
All the shots.
All of the shots.
That was a huge... I mean, that whole round was a disaster.
Hit the DMs.
Nice.
Maybe KZ sensitivity.
Any good use for a DPI switch on your mouse to troll around in
That's
warm-up?
dangerous.
Dude, I don't know why you'd ever want to switch your DPI
You don't.
in the
KZ.
middle of a game.
For plebs.
Middle of a game.
No one changes their DPI in the middle of the game. No professional player in their right mind would change their DPI in the middle of the game.
Yeah, if you're scoped in and you need to 180,
You don't have,
No,
if you
man.
need a 180, you're in a bad positional play.
if you or sometimes you're forced into a bad positional play.
No, but
If you
you're
don't-
not
not everything is by
switch
choice to bears.
your DPI. I mean, you can just
If you've got a
know how
low,
to
if you've got a low
180.
sends and you need a toggle for a to 180, some people do. I know some people do have that.
If your sensor is that low, just use Axel, or you should just
Have a
know,
deep- or just have a switch.
have a mouse pad that's big enough and know how to use it. That's what
Or
I
just
say.
have a switch.
There's hardly ever any situation where you just flick 180 all the time. If you are, you're playing wrong.
There was one time in a professional setting where DPI switch was actually useful. At the beginning of Quake Champions, there was a character called Scalebearer who could do a charge. When you initiate the charge, your sensitivity would go really low to stop you from being able to like really change the path of the charge. But then you could just turn your DPI up like huge amounts, and then you could like control it and then just aim it at people, and it's really abusive. But it's the only time, and I got patched. So then DPI switch became useless for me again. Yeah, it's gonna have a creep here now. Trying to get some guns, that's really the objective. Winning the round is gonna be impossible. They won't be able to defuse the bomb without the kits, and getting the kills is very hard, so you have to wait for the T's to try to exit. And this is a difficult one because you'd have to run quite far. This might be a spot where everyone could die, maybe except like Roje. Okay, well he's dead. They're gonna try to escape
Except
towards
for
ramp.
OJ, so the only person you said couldn't die is the only person who died.
Exactly. I thought
Standard.
the rest of them were kind of going to get stuck on the site, but they were actually able to get out towards ramp, so never mind. I wanted to see everyone die there, but
It's
Living
pretty dark.
vicariously.
yeah.
Dark, man.
9-1 on the T side for Tricks. It's really feeling like a mismatch at this point on Nuke.
Yeah, considering Tricks are on the T side. As the underdogs, you want to start on the CT side to show us what you got, but I mean, that round where everybody but one lost their duels in horrific fashion, I don't know, man, sometimes it happens. Roje will spot an aggressive CT push, but are they able to respond elsewhere? There's footsteps outside for Roje. He knows a second player is here. In the meantime, Bubsky's made his way down the vent, and there's nobody in the ramp position. Devadudex already gone down towards B. So this is a really bad spot for Heretics. There's so much time on the clock for Trick. They have so much map control. They've got the personnel. They've got an A-core flying around. They're basically in deathmatch mode in this round.
Like how I think it's Devadudex, his perspective on our little third. He doesn't have his last name, it's just David, and that's it.
Might have a long ass name.
And maybe broke the overlay.
A very long name.
Nice. Well, this is not looking good. So I can go through some of the previous results for Heretics. They have only one win in their last 5 games, including some of the best of 3s they've played. They've lost everything except they won an Inferno 16-14 against Movie Star Riders. Last time they played Nuke was against Virtus Pro, and they lost 9-16. And for Tricks, you know, they crushed Crazy 16-4. They lost the best of 3 to Mix 0-2. Everyone's losing to Mix. Mix are
Everyone's
pretty
losing
sick.
to Mix.
They're pretty sick. they Trick beat Virtus Pro and Nuke 16-5.
Fire Brigade going past.
And they were able to beat Virtus Pro in the best of 3 Tricks. It's 2-0 recently. So Tricks, you know, if you know, Virtus Pro's level is pretty good, but Tricks match up against them pretty well, and Tricks seem to be the better team at the moment from some of the results than VP.
Can we look at my AWP?
Doesn't look like anyone's paying attention to you, James.
Well, we have someone's disconnected. Yeah, we can hear the Fire Brigade going past. Excuse me. Oh my God!
Oh.
Wait a minute, that doesn't look good.
Really?
Oh man.
Oh, that's okay. There's a
right
really
next to
big
us.
fire, like in the middle of loads of houses in Pacific Palisades, which is it's a 10-minute Uber from here. I played football there yesterday, literally.
What's it called? Pacific Palace.
Pacific Palisades.
Yeah, it's Pacific Palisades.
Okay, so 2 players are disconnected. There's a reconnect. Can we look at my AWP that I paid a lot of money for because of Connor Sliggy?
Oh wow, that's really close.
Yeah, there's a farmer's market there on Sundays. I only had a $100 bill there, so I just left.
It's actually like very walk up.
Sadly.
I think I've walked up there before.
There we go. So this is the new AWP.
That looks awesome.
So that's that lion thing I put on it because it's such a deep red and a black that it's hard to find stickers that go with it. It's pretty cool though. I love. It's a shame that we're looking at, you know, there's an actual wildfire down the road that's setting people's houses on fire, which is unfortunate, but it is a pretty skin. And it goes like with my CT theme and my ruby knife and the crimson weave gloves. It goes pretty well.
There should be more recoil on the up. Don't you
Well,
think?
No,
recoil.
don't tell you things like this.
50 caliber, right? I mean, it should be boom. And
Well, we
Kickback.
essentially fired one.
It's
wouldn't say
a
it
lot of
was-
recoil, man.
Oh,
But the thing is, like
it's the sound and the like vibration of it through
But-
your chest, which is more of
yeah.
a feeling than the actual recoil, I would say.
Well, usually, like when we fired it, and as you would be in the
It's also laid
field,
down,
you're
like
exactly like you're prone or something, or you know, you have it on like a
using that little
table and you're
kickstand.
kind of leaning over it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
These guys are just running around holding it like it was a shopping bag or something. Just shooting people. Should be a little kickback, you know what I'm saying?
so you can do jumps with it. So much recoil, you can like do little mini rocket jumps.
Jump shooting, yeah, why not?
Rocket jump with the AUT switch to the deagle. Get some air shots. Now we're talking.
There we go. I like that. And again, you see Trek just free outside, no resistance. I know there's pistols on Heretic, but it's been like this the whole game. Just so passive, so just letting them kind of do whatever they want. Besides everything.
Wow.
I chose to fall back as well.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, I think he was always going to die. They should have gone up the stairs.
That's what I was gonna say.
He went through more of the molly going back than he would have going forward. But there we go. I mean, it's easy for us to look at his health and actually that said, I think you get the feeling for it. Just how long you're on a Molotov, like you should know.
Well,
I can only go forward. So.
Yeah, he knows that he was standing on the edge of it, where he was standing to take the shots. So he would have to run back through a full Molotov after taking damage. So
Yeah.
I think you're completely right.
And I think it's like, oh my god, okay, never mind. Lucky with, never mind, again. I guess, you know, you're risk averse going down the molly to other enemies, but it's in a way, you know, you take the chance of engaging another player, maybe dying, then yeah, almost guaranteed death going backwards through the Molotov.
I feel like the Molotov's a little bugged because sometimes if you shoot as you're in it, you can't hear the part. You know what I'm saying?
You just your health's just ticking down.
Sometimes I
That
get caught
catches
up
me
a
all
little
the
bit. You know, I'm in a Molotov. I don't realize I'm in it until like 2-3 seconds later.
Yeah.
Which someone else.
Fast play into the vent from Bubsky. Is anyone else there? No. See, nice clean Emperor skin. Whereas up on A, it's covered in crap.
Alright, so we have somebody down lower, which will affect the CT rotations. The upper bomb site is really weak right now. It's only, there was just one player there. I think there's one in heaven now as well, but Maka will go down in the garage for free, and all the Tricks will make their way across to Secrets to join Bubsky, who earlier as we saw, dropped into the vents, and now he'll pincer onto Lucky, taking him down. They'll swing with numbers, and they'll trade into that lower bomb site, and, well, they simply had more numbers. That's going to be a wrap, I would imagine, unless Kiyoshima can do the unthinkable. But it doesn't really seem to be the case, as he is not really looking like he's wanting to really commit to anything except surviving, and he'll do so in the garage. So, again, Tricked just getting so much, like, whatever they want, as you said, Eric, and having no resistance when it comes to some of the firepower battles. We're not really having anyone from Heretics really stepping it up and delivering a round-changing multi-kill, for example.
I think at this point in the game, Heretics should be just doing unorthodox kind of like stacks, just overload some of the choke points and try to get multiple kills that way, because they're playing pretty much defaulty spots in the CT side. You can't do that at this high level. You have to be able to overlord sites, bait rotations, or whatnot. And you know, if the offense takes outside, maybe taking inside the lobby, kind of cut out a part of the map so you at least have some control over something, you know, rather than nothing at all.
12-1. This has been all Tricked. Heretics with a boost towards the ramp. A change in approach because it has felt really free in the ramp every round where they've chosen to go there. There's been minimal resistance. Feels very mixy on the Heretic side at the moment. Nuke with David P on the ramp. They've bolstered the defenses through the wall. Hunden with the angles.
Big brain.
Spraying can be so rewarding. Another 5 versus 4 for Tricked, despite not having necessarily seen anyone just yet. And we reached the minute mark. There's 1 smoke remaining for Heretics, a few flashes. And we see them start to creep towards the ramp. Tricked. Some sounds. Looking to swing, minimal warning. There's the first one. They look up actually, but it's pretty good for David P. Can't ask for more than that. 2 versus 2 as Tricked moved to the B bomb site.
But Maka is crawling around, waiting for the moment to strike. And like a viper, he finds his prey, and he's going to win the day. Hooray for Makazin.
Is it Makazin or Makeson? Is it name? Yeah, no.
Makazin, if it's French. It's kind of like magasin, which is a shop in France.
You're a shop.
But then a magazine is magazine. So it's more like magazine than magazine. So it's magazine. It's like magazine.
Macaroon?
I don't even know, to be honest. Magazine, I think. I think it's magazine. It's probably magazine. Because magazine is an S. Very confusing, as you can see. But magazine. Almost definitely. Roger coming in from the back. He's got the garden hose up. We've got the spray down. Pesticide everywhere. David P and David Duvek remain. Never mind. It's just David P. Again, Tricked forcing their will. David P. Molotov down the vent. It connects. They know he's there.
Well, this is I think one of the worst situations I've seen in a pro match in a while. It's only 2 rounds on your CT side of Nuke. It's going to be a difficult comeback. The road is going to be filled with peril. We'll see if they can navigate that road after the break.
Up your game. 128 tick servers for the smoothest, most responsive gaming experience ever. Ensure you game seamlessly with our state-of-the-art FACEIT anti-cheat. Track your progress with advanced stats within your community, country, or region. This is the true ranked experience. Sign up now at FACEIT.com.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to cs.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
Two rounds! They've only got 2 rounds, Jim.
Yikes.
James, why don't you respond when I call you Jim?
Don't call me Jim.
I don't understand. It's an acceptable alternative for your name. It's Jim. Like, you know, in Star Trek,
Only Irish people
they
can
would
call me Jim.
call James Kirk, they call him Jim. They don't want to be like Captain Kirk. He's a role model.
I don't.
Good guy. He saved lives.
Oh, Hunden is going to give one to Kiyoshima. He's going to give it to him good. His face will never be the same.
Makazan
Nakazan.
joining Devaduvek. Right back. Hunden wants to close things out.
He wants to take another face.
Trickle actually doing a good job of keeping the fights long range with the USPs against Glocks. Nice shot though by Heretics on the guy in ramp room. But they still have control under Heaven. They could just fall back to mini. They can pretty much, the round is in their will.
Akor on the ramp. He's on a rotation. Maybe he makes his way to Heaven. That would be an interesting play. Bubsky spots 2. That should be enough info, but they're losing players. Hasn't reloaded quite yet. Akor's made his way to the high ground, looking for the 1 versus 1. Trying to fish for that headshot, being really patient with it. He will be rewarded eventually. And now it's 2-on-2. Stereo frags for the tricked side. He switches out for another USP. Akor looking for Devaduvek, found him. He's so close. He's really being really patient, but he's not rewarded this time. And Heretics win a much-needed, crucial, critical pistol round.
Bad. A good patience by Heretics after the first kill. They waited around for a little bit. They went under Heaven, tried to pick off ramp. They got to pick a ramp. They walked back to mini and just pretty much played the numbers game at that point. Got to do. Up in kills, play the numbers game. Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Stupid. That's what I was taught in school.
It's true.
And Makason will make his way down into the vents. And he's going to find himself a frag. How many more will he find? Devaduvek et al. Looking to get in through ramp, waiting out of smoke. Heretics will not be denied ramp control. There is no resistance.
No resistance.
And they will take what is theirs.
Hello. Oh, that second one from Akor.
I'm telling you.
He's fun to watch.
This Akor guy is unreal.
David P remains. Heretics.
That's like a nice UMP. Emotional.
Emotional?
Yeah, it's like a little sunrise, sunset, whatever.
Isn't it a moon?
And a moon.
I like it too.
It's not a sunrise or a sunset, it's a moon.
It's a blood moon.
It's not a blood moon either, because the moon is white.
What is it then, James?
It's just a
Come on,
moon.
come on,
It's just a moon with some purple stuff around
blood
it.
moon's
The
a term,
cosmos.
though. It's a term, though, right?
What?
Oh,
Yeah,
blood moon's a
but
term.
when there is a blood moon, the moon appears red.
You sure?
Yes. That's why it's called a blood moon, because blood is red.
thought it just called it that because
No.
like
There was
like
one
killing some
recently.
blood
There was
with
one
everything
recently.
in mythology.
There was one recently.
So what is it?
It's a moon,
How's it
maybe
red?
with like cosmos around it, but it's not any of the things you said it was.
Well, whatever.
At all, not
that
even
is,
close.
It's all very emotional. Especially
got,
now.
Got me
We've argued
heated.
about it, I guess it's true.
It's all very emotional, these things which I'm not seeing in front of me.
The pop flash, the god flash. Doesn't do too much. Bubsky.
There is no god, it seems, Dan.
Reigns supreme.
Space is fake as well.
Believe in flat Earth.
There's a cylinder.
It's a donut. Top of the turtle.
Game point for Tricked. Looks like this one may be very brief indeed. There's a force buy. The Deagles are out. And I wish them the best of luck, because it seems that luck is required if they are to do anything more in this game of CS. Just hasn't been the one for them, unfortunately. Dust 2 is to come, a simpler affair, if you will. I think the remaining picks are reasonable for Heretics, at least over Nuke. This was the pick of Tricks, and you can see why.
Very patient play by Tricks. Just trying to poke around, get information, trying to bait them into each other. We have a mini and blue box set up. Echo spot top of mini and nice shot on the WP. Now the Molotov's going to flush back Heretics just a little bit, which buys more time for Tricked. Heretics is kind of hesitant right now. They don't know what to do with just Deagles, and that's it. Got to go for those picks.
You get peeks, and you shoot and hope to get the kills. It's not really working out. Lucky will find one. Sneaky little play through the huts. But there is the 16-3. And as expected, Tricked will have a very convincing victory here on Nuke. And Tricked just had to think about Dust 2, which will be coming next. But right here, I don't know that we've seen one team get so very outclassed as this display here.
Yeah, Heretics was missing a lot of their shots on the CT side, and not helping at all when you're playing spots where you're one and done. If you're not hitting those one shots or that one kill before you die, it's not going to work out. You see right here, the entire half was pretty much like that. Just missing shots, not being in position to help each other out and exchange kills.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know how long this 5 have been together for, or what the state of their map pool is, but it probably has some issues based on what we saw here. And even that said, I think at some point it looked like they came into this drowsy. So maybe they can wake up before their pick of Dust 2 begins, which won't be too far away. But here are the scores on the doors. We can see Roje with the big frag. Some nice highlights from Aqua, as we often do see. And that's an easy first map for Tricked. It's basically free. Now the game really starts at the pick of Heretics. So for them it starts at 0-1. And maybe they knew this all along. So we'll see if they can have a dramatically different game of CS after the break.